you guys join me en route to Tesco in order to test out the brand new Trading 212 card. Now when we get back to the office, we'll discuss the card in all of its detail. We'll do a full breakdown including the pros and cons of owning it. We'll discuss how you can get the card and the costs associated because it's not free. We'll also discuss some of the frequently asked questions too, but first I've got some shopping to get on with. Okay, so now I'm back with my M&Ms, so now let's talk about this brand new Trading 212 card. Now when you think about Trading 212, you probably think about buying shares in a company like Apple. Perhaps not buying your weekly shop down in Tesco's. But this is a pretty cool product offering from Trading 212, so let's talk a little bit more about it. So the Trading 212 card is a debit card linked to your Trading 212 Invest account. And just to be clear, you can't link the card to your ISA account. It's just the Invest account that you can link the account to. Now, if you want to sign up to the Invest account in order to get this card, well, you can click on the link down in the description below in order to sign up, where you'll also get one free share valued up to £100 too. Once done so, you can then either order the physical card or the virtual card. Now, the virtual card is completely free and doesn't cost anything in order to activate, whereas the physical card, there is a manufacturing and delivery fee of £4.95. But once you've ordered it, it will take then about 10 working days to arrive in the post. Now, when the card arrives and you want to spend some money on it, it takes the balance from your uninvested cash in your Invest account. So when you pay with the card, the amount gets deducted from the amount that you have within your free funds. Now, if you want to deposit more money into the account, you can do so quite easily. If you click on the little card icon at the bottom of the screen and then click the little plus icon with the little cash icon at the top right, it will then take you through the normal steps in order to deposit funds direct from your bank account. Now, once you've started using the card, all of your transactions will come up in the transactions area within the card tab. So you can monitor any and all of your outgoing expenditure, and the card is also supported by MasterCard, which you can see by the little logo. And because of that, pretty much all merchants that also accept MasterCard will also accept this Trading 212 card too. First off, let's talk about the cashback.
Show me the money.
It's paid at a rate of 0.5% on all transactions up to the value of £20 per month. So to fully max out your cashback allowance each month, doing some quick maths, you would need to spend £4,000 a month on the card, which, just being honest, isn't currently the best cashback offer on the market. However, cashback is cashback. If you're currently using a card that doesn't offer it, well, Trading 212 can certainly be a useful alternative to get a small discount or a small bit of cashback on all of your expenses that go out. Now, also on the topic of cashback, Trading 212 are also offering, separate to the Trading 212 card, 1% cashback on all deposits when you open a brand new ISA account for the 2024-2025 tax year, but that offer does expire on the 30th of April this month. So if you go on to use their card plus the ISA, it then becomes quite a compelling offering in terms of that total cashback figure. However, where this card really does stand out in comparison to other easy access debit cards is the current amount of interest being paid for all of your uninvested funds held within the account, which is currently a whopping 5.2%. Now, this is without doubt one of the most competitive offers of interest being paid out, and the reason for this is twofold. The interest on uninvested cash is invested in something called a QMMF, which stands for a qualifying money market fund, which in short is a short-term, low-risk financial asset aiming to maintain a stable value. These funds are deemed to be a safe place to put your cash in order to earn a little bit of interest before you look to go to invest it. But because of that, the money that's held in the uninvested cash is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. But as Trading 212 have publicly stated, they do carefully select all qualifying money market funds to ensure that they are highly liquid, stable in value, and maintain their highly regulated status. So it's not perhaps a traditional savings product that you might have come to expect from some of the more traditional providers out there. And that's why when you're in the app, you have to opt into earning interest on uninvested funds in order to get that 5.2% interest, because admittedly there is a very small risk associated with essentially investing your money in a qualifying money market fund. However, the other place that Trading 212 hold that uninvested cash is in a bank account. But to be absolutely certain on where your money is held, well, Trading 212 actually tell you within the app. So if you go into the app, click on the three dashes at the bottom right hand side, click on Earn Interest on Cash, scroll down slightly, and then you'll be able to see the allocation of your free funds, whether it's held in a bank account or a qualifying money market fund. So I guess this card is not only useful for those of you who want to spend some money on it, but it's also a good way to also support your investment goals whilst also maintaining your cash in a liquid form too. But to complement this, and one thing that I'm very much particularly interested was one of Trading 212's most recent announcements, which is their Cash ISA, which is also going to offer the same 5.2% APY. This amount will be paid daily with no account fees. You'll be able to withdraw at any time, and you get that FSCS protection up to £85,000 too. So it very much feels like Trading 212 are evolving their product offering, so it's an all-encompassing app that not only allows you to invest, but also potentially manage your own personal finances too, which I personally think is fantastic. Now, also on the topic of spending, another cool thing about the Trading 212 card is that you can actually withdraw cash from it from your normal ATM. You can withdraw a total amount of £400 per month completely for free, and then thereafter there is a 1% fee applied for any additional withdrawals thereafter. I mean, to be fair, nobody really uses cash anymore, so it's not really a contentious one for me personally, but it's certainly useful to have if you do need to withdraw a small amount of cash each month. Now, one of the big winners for me personally is what we're going to talk about next, which is the FX fees. I don't know about you guys, but more so now than ever before, when I go on holiday, I actually don't really withdraw or take cash of the domestic country that I'm looking to visit. And actually, instead, I typically just use a bank card, which looks to have like a 0% fee on foreign transaction fees. But what I've recently been educated on is that some of these providers that offer a 0% fee, actually, when you look at the fee structure itself, it isn't actually that 0% fee that's being advertised. And that's because you have something called an interbank rate and a mid-market rate. An interbank rate is the rate that the banks exchange currencies with each other. However, a mid-market rate is the midpoint between the buy and the sell prices of currency pairings on global currency markets. Now, as of right now, Monzo, which is actually my go-to card, currently charge a mid-market rate plus 75 basis points or 0.75%. Whereas Trading 212, on the other hand, are currently offering an interbank rate with no markup and just a 0.15% FX fee. So it would probably be more likely that I would be benefiting more from using the Trading 212 card and getting the true interbank rate with just a 0.15% FX fee, rather than using Monzo, who are using the mid-market rate and then adding 75 basis points on top. And that's certainly the same for a lot of providers out there that kind of advertise a 0% FX fee, but actually when you look at the breakdown of the fee structure, it isn't quite 0%. So when I'm going on holiday next, the Trading 212 card will be without doubt the card of choice for me. Now, the only real drawback that I came across when doing the research and as well using the card is that there's currently no Google Pay or Apple Pay integration. However, I have been reliably informed by the guys at Trading 212 that the integration with Apple Pay and Google Pay will be potentially at the end of May or possibly even into June. So it's coming, we might just have to wait a month or so. But if I'm honest, I'm not really too bothered because I'm a little bit old-fashioned in the sense that I always like to carry around my wallet with all of my bank cards inside, and I actually rarely, if ever, use Apple Pay on my phone unless I'm out for a long run somewhere and need to stop off somewhere in order to get a drink. So it's horses for courses and kind of just down to your own personal preference. And they're the only real things that I can point out, and for the most part, it's a pretty solid all-round card. Number 1, is there a Trading 212 credit card? The answer to that is currently not. This is a debit card only, but who knows what they may bring out in the future. Number 2, can you customize the card? As of right now, it is just the standard black card, which to be fair, I think is pretty cool anyway, but no doubt they may add some personalization features at some point down the line. Number 3, can you pay in different currencies? The answer is yes, the card supports all of the major currencies that MasterCard support, so regardless of where you're traveling internationally, you should be okay. Number 4, what are the spending limits? Well, the maximum single transaction is £9,000. The maximum daily transaction limit is also £9,000. And the monthly transaction value is £54,000. So unless you're a big high roller, then you also should be okay. Question number 5, how do I get the card? Well, click on the card icon once you're in your Trading 212 Invest account, follow through the steps through to completion, and get your card on order. Now, there may be a bunch of other questions that you have about the Trading 212 card, so I'll link the Trading 212 Help Center down in the comment section below, where they've actually answered lots of frequently asked questions for you to check out. Or alternatively, be sure to drop your comments down in the comment section below, and I'll do my very best to answer any questions based on the information that I have. So in summary, should you go for it? Well, I think it depends on what you want to use it for. As a complementary product to your invest account, I certainly think it's great. You can have all of your investing and your spending all in the same place if you choose to, which is a little bit different to perhaps how we've been used to doing things. And I'm certainly all for doing things differently when there's a benefit. If I'm being completely honest, will I look to use this card every single day for every single purchase? Well, possibly not. I am a bit of a credit card nerd, and I do like using my British Airways Amex card in order to collect my Avios points. However, having said that, when I next go on holiday, I'll certainly be sacking off my Monzo card and using my Trading 212 card instead. So be sure to let me know what your thoughts are on the Trading 212 card down in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel as well whilst you're over here, but if you do want to check out what's in my Trading 212 investment portfolio right now, well, be sure to click on this video next. And with that being said, I'll see you over in the next one.